Welcome to the Global Peace Film Festival Lives Online Conversation 2021 Festival Edition. Please join me, Kelly Devine, the Artistic Director, and Nina Stripe, the Executive Director of the Film Festival, as we welcome Renee Sang to discuss her film, Saving Split Oak, which can be seen both in our in-person screenings, which begin September 21st and run through September 26th at the Winter Park Library, and then continuing during our virtual screening opportunity, which begins September 27th and runs through October 3rd. All the information, descriptions of the films, details about ticketing, and additional events that you can find out about are available on peacefilmfest.org. And please be sure to follow us on social media for updates as well. And now let's welcome Renee. Hello, Renee. It's great to see you.
Hi, Kelly. Nice to see you as well.
Hi, Renee.
Hi, Nina.
So let's start by telling us about the film, Renee.
Yeah, I'd love to. So, Saving Split Oak is a short film that I made over the course of 2020 to 2021. And it's about a local issue in the Central Florida area, actually, regarding the fight to save a conservation land known as Split Oak Forest. And basically, there have been a lot of thoughtless, careless development plans to build a toll road through this forest, which is already technically a protected conservation land. And the area spans through Orange and Osceola County in Orlando, Florida. So, though this issue seems very specific, I guess, to the greater Orlando community only, it actually sets a larger precedent for the current destruction of public lands and environmental rights everywhere. So I wanted to not only kind of showcase the beauty of this forest and the landscape, but kind of highlight the people and the powerful grassroots organizing that was happening behind the scenes as local community members were kind of fighting on behalf of the forest, basically.
Well, Renee, you touch upon the importance of the story. How did you come to find out about this, and how did you meet the folks that you end up covering?
Yeah, so I actually first came across this issue when I was reading about it in a local news article. And although I hadn't heard of Split Oak Forest, despite living in Orlando for all of my life, I was just kind of struck and very alarmed by the kind of precedent that it would set if development interests kind of were able to supersede these laws that were already protecting the forest. Like, we're talking about a piece of land that is already protected by law. If this was allowed to happen, what would happen, or what kind of example, I guess, would this set for other protected land? And so that was one of the reasons that attracted me to this specific cause in the first place. And I was also drawn in by kind of all of the local efforts that I could see by community members trying to stop this. And yeah, so that's how I came across the issue. And gradually, I kind of made my way through the Split Oak community, I guess. So they had their own Facebook page, which I was invited to join. And slowly over time, I was able to reach out to different members who were involved in the fight. And they kind of, welcomed me with open arms. So I had been admiring kind of the cause from more like distant perspective, I guess. And gradually they were able to, like through different hikes through the forest or tours and through different events that I attended, I was able to kind of establish a relationship with the people, whether they were simply people who enjoyed Split Oak Forest or whether they were kind of more of the community leaders who were like leading the cause. So yeah, that's how I discovered the issue.
Well, and you mentioned that it came to your attention from having read an article. At what point did you decide to pick up a camera to cover it and document it? And what did you learn along the way from actually filming it?
Yeah, so I guess it started, like I mentioned, it started with the article. And, I had this kind of curiosity to learn more. So I thought, well, why not? I lived in Orlando and I lived in Florida all my life. Why not go and visit Split Oak Forest? So I kind of started with kind of like a distant curiosity or interest to know more. And then, as I went and took more, like spent more time out at Split Oak, I kind of fell in love with the area myself. And I was actually simultaneously working on art project with Rollins College, where I was a student at the time. So it started out actually as a photography project that kind of manifested into a documentary along the way, because I think like the issue for me when I first started is, I'm like taking beautiful photos of the landscape and the natural parts of the forest, but I'm not really capturing like the love that the community members were having for it. So that's when I kind of added the documentary film aspect of it so that I could kind of capture what those people were feeling towards what was happening, if that makes sense.
And were people really open to telling their story and expressing, their concern for Split Oak?
I would say so. So I kind of started out by joining the Facebook group, as I mentioned. It was a private Facebook group, which they invited me to, and I started out just by saying like, "Hey, would anybody, like to join me through a walk through the forest together?" And I didn't really expect, I guess, a lot of feedback from that, but there was actually a gentleman who accepted my offer and said, he went every single week, so he would love to show me around and like show me the kind of the parts that he had grown to love and found over the years, and he kind of knew the forest inside and out. And so yeah, so that was kind of how I tried to get the ball rolling. And then gradually, as I reached out to people who were kind of leading the cause to save Split Oak, I got, very quick responses like, yes, we'd love to meet, we'd love to interview. And yeah, I would say I was just very, I guess, honored at how easily these people were sharing their time with me. Like these are people with full-time jobs and they're like taking unpaid time to, advocate for this forest. And they're taking time out of their day to willingly meet with me or take me on a tour through the forest. So I would say the reception was like very welcoming.
What a gentle way to start a documentary, to go on a hike and just share that gentleman's knowledge of the forest. That's a lovely story. Thank you for sharing that, Renee.
Yeah.
And that brings me to the mission of Global Peace Film Festival, and what attracted us to the film is that we try to offer people models and ideas and educate them about issues, local and global, to which they can take part, and ways they can make the world a more peaceful, a more just place. And so have the folks who participated, or have you found ways to use your film to help in their cause and in their advocacy for this forest?
Yeah, I would say so. I know recently they asked if they could show a version of my film that I had made, I guess, two different versions because one was part of a assignment for school basically, and so they asked if they could show a version of the film at their weekly meeting, which I agreed to. So I think it's been helpful for maybe individual members who are already involved in the cause, um, as a tool. But yeah, I would also say I think it's a great tool for, like I didn't want this film to only be about this forest in particular. It was kind of, as you'll see in the film, basically, it involves a local election that's also happening. And Split Oak, this issue was able to get on the Orange County local amendments ballot. So I think it was, you know, well, the film came out after the election happened, although it came out after. It's a real tool for people to see that, grassroots local organizing does work. And, this isn't just a small issue. And it also is a tool to show people that, like, I think community members do really know their own backyard the best. And yeah, so I would say that hopefully it's like a source of kind of hope, and that, if you have a cause that you're dedicated to in your local area, that these small forms of organizing are impactful.
That's a great point. Thank you, Renee.
So, so Renee, you just graduated from Rollins in May. Congratulations on that. That's a great milestone. What's next for you?
So I'm not currently working on any film projects as of yet, but my next step is to continue my education on documentary. So I'm attending a ethnographic and documentary film master's program at the University College London, where I'm going to be attending next year. So that's currently what's in store for me. So my documentary path continues.
That's wonderful.
That is wonderful. And Renee, we will definitely keep in touch with you. This is your second film with us, so we are going to keep in close touch and let our Global Peace Film Festival loyal followers know about whatever progress you make. So good luck with your master's program, and thank you for taking the time to speak with us. And for all of you who listened to this globe, please, if you would like to connect with Renee Sang, please go to linkedin.com/in/Renee-Sang to connect with her and keep track of her updates. And again, please go to the Global Peace Film Festival website, peacefilmfest.org, to find out all the details, scheduling, descriptions of the films, new events, all of that information about the upcoming September festival will be there. And we will see you at the next Glow. Thank you.